starting field. On their side of midfield at the 47. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there.
And that's why Dalvin Cook is the Minnesota Vikings featured back. You put the ball in his hands, good things happen. Second in the NFL last year in rushing, where he combined total touchdowns. What a player is Dalvin Cook.
Winston now to throw on first down. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Getting the ball is Cook running left. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm looking at this with my defensive eyeglasses on because you remember the old days when a tight end saw a linebacker covering him and thought he had a mismatch? But the way they can run nowadays, not necessarily so. They gave it a shot.
Touchdown, Bears! Julio Jones with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bears have taken these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. On the return, here's a speedy Jamison Crowder. And able to get this out to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. A throw left side to start the drive is complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Play action. It's Jackson. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Jackson. Buying time to his left. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And he will have a Ravens 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. After 7-0 on EA Sports. And Jackson throwing once more. This is caught. It's Boyd. And he caught it up. And this is picked up by the Bears. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
Winston now after the fumble recovery. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
Whenever you see a quarterback break contain, just think to yourself, the receivers on that side of the field, their number one job, make sure they get in his sight line so he can try and find someone downfield. Guys on the backside, make sure you don't give up the deep ball. They tried it there. They weren't able to connect.
Play action now. Winston. Eluding the pressure right. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. First down, here's the run with Cook. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. Now Winston. And this will be swung out here for counter. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that's going to lead to a third down. From the shotgun, it's Winston. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Tyreek Hill with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bears will add on to their lead. Extra point by McPherson up and good. And it's now 14-0. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no.
Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That could be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And they worked this well upfield across the 45. They'll throw on first down with Jackson. They go with a shuffle pass, and it's complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
On third down, Jackson. Flushed out right. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Jonathan Abram picks it. And the Bears are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played it.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Logan Ryan. And the Ravens are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line. Well, you know, this offense has had their way for the most part here in this first half, but that time, maybe they got a little greedy.
Well, it is hard to blame them, isn't it? Because like they said back in the 1980s, greed can be good.
Oh, for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked up by Ambry Thomas. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. Oh, and now they're going to fake it.
Well, I have to admit, I'm scratching my head a little bit here trying to make sense of what I just saw. Number one, huge lead. Just kick the extra point and be done with it. Number two, if you are going to go for two, just line up and go for it from the 2-yard line. Why make it so difficult? That's a long way to go to try and pick up some points.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up.
We change it. Hey, report. I'm coming after you. 45 tonight.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Jackson. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. The toss here completed to Pittman. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. From the red zone now, here's Jackson on 1st down. He's got it. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. They'll try and punch it in. Gordon. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Melvin Gordon with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Ravens get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. McManus's point after is good, and that cuts this lead down to 13. Returning it, Hill. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. Now a nice play defensively on 1st down as this is knocked away and incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. On 3rd down, Winston. He'll dump this off to Cook. Sheds off the tackle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. That one caught out wide by Julio. Oh, he's got a little daylight. Touchdown, Chicago. 3 touchdown passes now in the ball game for Jameis Winston. And the Bears would extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Now it's Crowder. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And we'll see what they opt to do with just 14 seconds remaining until intermission. They go play action now. Jackson. Airing one out for Boyd. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This from 54 yards away. McPherson's kick is good. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. The dangerous Hill now to return. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. The first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
Pushing through the contact, and he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
56 to Mike. 56. Let's go.
Off the play fake, Winston. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Winston flush to his right. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. Winston from the gun on third down. And going deep for Hill. And this is caught. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. A huge play there for Chicago. They'll run for it with Cook. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Second down and goal. Winston, touchdown. Jameis Winston with his 4th touchdown pass of the afternoon. And the Bears take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Now it's Crowder. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And last time, 1 play interception, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you got a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Eluding the pressure right. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 49. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Flushed out right. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
Able to avoid him at the 40. And he'll go out of bounds for him so far.
That's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one. You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
They'll run for it. Cook. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. So a moment to catch our collective breath after the 4th down conversion. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd down. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Winston now. Touchdown Bears! Will Dissly, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bears are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good, and that will extend this big lead. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big 4th quarter hole. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on 1st down to set him back on 2nd. After the sack on 1st down, Jackson now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. And got his man complete. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Tyler Boyd, 92 yards. And the Ravens get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Extra point from McManus is good as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The return man is Hill. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And it would appear that the open week a week ago came just at the right time as they have dominated the proceedings here into this 4th quarter. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Jameis to throw it. And going deep for Hill. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. The Bears on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Winston. Flush to his right. Short throw to Dissly. Shifts by him. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
Meanwhile, Winston's throw here into the hands of Jones. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the fourth quarter.
So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. He's going to let this go deep for Jackson, and it's intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it. And the Ravens will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Julian Blackmon. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead will swell by one more. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point. And now here is another interception. Jonathan Abram picks it. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every.
And give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. McPherson on for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. Forced out to his left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Jackson will throw again. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to let this go deep, back over the middle. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. McManus's point after is good as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Returning it, Hill. Inside the 30 at the 27. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They're looking to throw this. Winston. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Connor. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10.
And complete right side to Cook. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock.
2nd and 10.
To the air again with Winston. It's complete to Cook. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, Winston. And Jameis intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Logan Ryan. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the 4th quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
He's going to let it fly. And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Julian Blackmon.
Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Winston here to throw. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Bears, it's an important win in terms of staying in the postseason race as they move to 6-4. And now they'll get the short week as they get set to play at Detroit on Thanksgiving. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, they're going the wrong way as this will drop them to 3-7 now on the year. And they'll try to make amends next week as they host the Cleveland Browns. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.